Hello, I'm Canon Victoria Hurd, and I am here to invite you to the celebration, two events of St. Francis of Assisi this Saturday and Sunday afternoon at 5 p.m. Saturday and 5 p.m. Sunday. On Saturday afternoon, we're having a blessing of the animals on the point, and please bring your dogs, cats. Even I will do snakes and lizards, and I did a llama once. And I hope that you will come and celebrate creation and your own pet with that blessing. On Sunday afternoon, we have our first evensong, also in celebration of St. Francis, and that will be at 5 p.m. and will be something that I think you will find move your heart and mind toward God. This month we are also in the middle of our stewardship time, and that made me think of St. Francis because St. Francis was radical in his vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience, but he put poverty first because he was persuaded that the road to freedom was for him to live without money except in community. Most of us aren't called that way, but all of us are called to consider how we deal with our money, how we deal with our power, and how we deal with our sexuality, and how we put those under the lordship of God. Now, the biblical standard was 10% to God and to the wider community, and you'll find that all the way through the scriptures, including in the New Testament. Now, I first heard that as a young priest and went, wow, I could never do that. And then I flipped it and said, well, you know, I probably could live on 90%. And I started giving proportionally, and it's been a long road, but it's been a very freeing one for me to consider how God wants me to use my money. Recently I've been, thinking of the Middle Ages, rereading the Canterbury Tales, and reading the preface, I was fascinated with something I missed as a teenager, which is how much money, who has it, who doesn't have it, who's generous, who's not, how they use money, is all the way through the Canterbury Tales. And that made me think how this has been a constant theme for Christians throughout the generations. This Sunday, if you have a pet, come to the point on Saturday afternoon, and if you have a need for a song in your heart, or you have a song already in your heart, come on Sunday and join in listening to the evensong in honor of St. Francis. Meanwhile, I invite you to consider how much and how you use your money, and how much freedom you can find with giving some of it back to God for the good of God and for the extension of God's mission in the world. Join us for St. Francis weekend, and thank you for listening.